Rakshit and Apul, what do you think will be the impact of the pandemic on customer behavior in your industry? And what are some of the irreversible changes the pandemic has caused in your industry?
So I think in any form of extreme distress, whether pandemic or otherwise, what we find is that the ecosystem has a higher tendency and propensity to collaborate, and for standards to emerge, and for those standards to be adopted, and so on and so forth. And I think what will happen, what the windows of opportunity that will get created here will be around a lower resistance to change in both customer environments as well as supplier environments to do business differently, and for a greater degree of standardization of process and delivery to emerge. Even in simple things like compressing working capital cycles through digital submission of invoices, digital settlements. In our experience, that took 7 or 8 days just out of the working capital cycle, right? Just because we were able to present and settle digitally. And that's, that kind of capital productivity is quite, it's quite a multiplier if a small business like us can get that kind of benefit, and you extrapolate that over the entire macroeconomic environment. That can be quite a multiplier in itself, right? So I think that's what we will see more of. I think customers will be more open to self-service, self-fulfillment, technological delivery of some of the services that we offer. Maybe the threshold for the requirement for human intelligence will increase. And I think the more routine tasks can be self-fulfilled or self-serviced, and I think the payment and settlement processes will simplify and make things easier for everyone. I think those are the two basic sort of things that I see right now.
Okay. Apul?
Yeah, Vikas. So interestingly, the way we are looking at technology evolving as well as customer responding to that technology, to the evolving technology, is that we are envisioning a branchless environment. What is happening is branches becoming smaller, but eventually, if everything is online, if you can search for property paper online, you can actually do digital interaction and actually register your property online. You can pass a lien of the property online. Eventually, and through AI tools as well as machine learning tools, you can eventually underwrite a customer also by using all the scientific methods without such judgment bias online. Eventually, we are envisioning that the handset, whether it's Samsung, Apple, or Android or Apple, whichever handset that the customer has, will become a bank branch. It has happened in a lot of countries. If you look at, I think, Poland, there's a classical example of mBank, which is a challenger bank, and it's a digital-only bank, wherein 80 to 90% of customer interactions, and more than 80 to 90% of customer interactions, as well as engagements, has moved completely online. What I would also say is that there is some amount of resistance in certain, and that has to do with probably demographics, wherein customers are probably that there is some level of trust deficit. But we are seeing, in anything, in COVID also, as Rakshit pointed out, acceptance. So it takes a while before customers start accepting the new normal, new reality. And in the aim of personal hygiene and safety, I think there will be a shift and adoption of a digital end-to-end interaction, even with a service agent, sales agent, as well as a customer agent, which will obviate the need for brick and mortar branches over a period of time. If for not something which is happening is a 5,000 square feet branch is already becoming less than 200, 300 square feet, and so on and so on, and it will continue to perish as we move along. But millennials are adopting technology. More than 90% of the millennials are doing all the banking transactions and financial services transactions online by using digital tools, which is a good part.
No, absolutely. I mean, I don't think our children have seen the post office. Okay, they haven't, they haven't seen a post box. And I think this is the generation which will stop seeing bank branches also, because everything will become so digitally available. So
So with
yeah,
the demographic dividend that we have, I think we will see an exponential shift in technology adoption over the next 5 to 10 years.
oh yes,
Uh,
if not earlier, because India always kind of jumps over technology phases, and like for example, the mobile technology was adopted much faster in India than some of the other developed nations. So I guess that demographic dividend that you're saying could actually play out much earlier than what we think.